Tonight on Oswego Now, a safer way to dispose of hazardous household materials.
I'm Seth Appleby. Coming up, find out why thousands could be meeting here at Oneida Lake.
But first, why were they protesting on the Bridge Street Bridge?
Oswego Now News starts now. Good evening, I'm Madeline Cummings.
And I'm Nasir Meikle. It's been a common sight Saturday mornings on the Bridge Street Bridge in Oswego. Protesters, most of them speaking out against actions taken by the Trump administration.
The same group broke tradition and leveraged May 1st, also known as May Day, for their latest protest. May Day was created to raise awareness about workers' rights.
And as our Zachary Greenspan explains, this May Day protest in the heart of Oswego tackled far more than issues facing workers.
This Thursday, Oswego residents made their voices heard by rallying on the bridge of downtown Oswego. Their purpose is to voice their discontent with the actions of the President Donald Trump and his administration. Hundreds of people with an assortment of flags and posters are all standing up for their cause. We spoke with an organizer of the event to find more meaning behind their cause for the day.
It's a national day of action because it's a May Day, and May Day traditionally, of course, is a day for workers and for workers' rights. And it just seems like what's going on with the administration right now makes it all the more urgent that workers, all of workers' concern, working people's concerns are really at the forefront. And that so many of the actions taken in these first 100 days are hurting workers, hurting their families.
The purpose of May Day is to spread awareness for workers and their rights. All of these passionate people came out to support their cause, holding signs to encourage drivers who pass by to honk and support. Organizer Ann Pagano says it was easy to get people to come out and support.
It's actually really easy because we've been out here every single Saturday morning, and we usually do have a focus every week, and so it was very easy that this was an extra day. We're coming out this week. Lots of enthusiasm. People at the beginning of the week want to know what's going on and what time is it, what's the theme.
The group of protesters come to the same location every Saturday to spread awareness for their cause. With such a passionate group of people, part of the reason they protest is to support each other, showing that they are not alone during a difficult time. Zachary Greenspan, Oswego Now.
Protesters are planning to continue every Saturday at the same location until their messages are heard.
But Nasir, this weekend's looking like a washout.
Oof, I'm scared. Our meteorologist David Rienzo has the report. How's it looking, David?
Right now in Oswego, it is 58 degrees, a little bit cooler than the temperatures we've seen the rest of this week. Humidity at 78 degrees, so it may feel a little bit sticky out there. And that humidity is going to continue to rise overnight tonight, associated with these storms coming out of the western New York. You can see these thunderstorms popping up. Pretty heavy downpours over there and some more around Syracuse, and those are going to move into the area, but mostly remain down south, so we'll see just some light drizzle overnight tonight. But we do have to keep an eye out on these storms out in Missouri right now. That will make its way over to us by tomorrow, so we could see a lot of rain and a lot of precipitation. If you have anything going on tonight, maybe you want to get a run in, I'd wait a little bit after these showers move through. So right around sunset would be a gorgeous time to go running, or if you're one of those people who like to run at 2 a.m., that is all set, but just watch out for that humidity. I'll have more in my full forecast about the precipitation on its way this weekend. But first, back to the desk.
Thank you, David. As Oswego County prepares for a typically busy summer tourism season, there are a number of plans, but also an unknown. Will Canadians continue to flock to Oswego this summer at the height of a trade war?
Oswego Now reporter Riley Jones has been digging into that question and live in Oswego's Brightbeck Park. Riley.
Thanks, guys. Next week is National Travel and Tourism Week, and as the weather's getting nicer, Oswego County is preparing for its busy travel season. There are a number of things about Oswego County that are appealing to tourists, including local racetracks, local history, and of course, the lake. The Lake Ontario Marine Sanctuary is continuing its development and growth in the community, including a major focus on local education about the lake's environmental and historical impact. However, Oswego also relies heavily on Canadian tourism, and rising tensions in international relations has been causing uncertainties on what role travel will play in this summer's economy.
The United States and Canada, we've had a very symbiotic, amiable relationship for a long time. It's been in our best interest to work together and not divide each other. We've got the Oswego Speedway here, where a lot of Canadian tourists come down for the races that maybe they don't show up this year because of the just tension.
After speaking with Oswego's Deputy Director of Tourism, Daniel Brightwig, he says that this is not an immediate concern, as Oswego County has been dealing directly with regional departments in Canada in order to ensure that summer in Oswego goes just according to plan. That's all for me. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Riley.
Starting this week, Oswego County residents have a safer way to dispose of hazardous household materials. A new facility in Oswego is opening at the Bristol Hill landfill site, designed to handle common toxic waste like cleaning products, paints, batteries, and pesticides. The site opens Friday, May 3rd, and will operate Fridays and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. through September. But appointments are required. Residents can call the solid waste office or visit the website to book a slot. The program is free for Oswego County households, but not everything is accepted. Officials do urge residents to check on the website for a full list. Leaders say this is a big step forward in keeping the community safe and sustainable.
This weekend marks the opening of walleye season, and Brewerton knows how to celebrate.
At midnight tonight, the Walleye Fest Fishing Derby makes its annual return to Oneida Lake. Our Seth Appleby reports.
Fishing is a popular hobby in upstate New York, and that's no different here in Brewerton, on the edge of Oneida Lake.
So it's a 2-day big fish derby. So we're fishing for walleyes. It's opening a walleye season on Oneida Lake here in central New York. And it is just that. It is a big fish derby.
Walleye Fest was an event originally started by the Lions Club in 1979, but has been running on a larger scale under Matt Gutchess, who has amassed a following of almost 5,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel.
The 25 biggest fish are guaranteed some sort of cash prize payout. We've expanded tremendously from the old days when it was only just one division. We've added 5 more adult divisions and 2 youth divisions.
Anglers from across the state gather here at Oneida Lake to compete for that top spot, as well as the grand prize, which is given away here at the Brewerton Speedway. The Speedway plays host to the celebration and reading of the winners of the Derby.
Most years we average around 1,000 participants for these 2 days. And so if we hit that 1,000 mark this year, we're guaranteeing $20,000 in cash and prizes. We've given out more in the last couple years than they've ever done in this Derby before.
The event starts tonight and continues for 36 hours until noon on Sunday. With the biggest catch of the day, I'm Seth Appleby. Oswego Now.
Live entertainment, raffles for charity, and prize reading will be taking place on Sunday and is open to the public. Coming up, what university is losing its tax-exempt status?
And why is a man potentially facing life in jail? All the details still ahead.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
our back and forth, it always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to Oswego Now. I'm meteorologist David Rienzo with your weather now. Across New York State over the last 6 hours, thunderstorms have been popping up. You can see down in Syracuse, they're seeing some pretty heavy rain. But what I want to keep an eye out is on western New York, where these pretty heavy thunderstorms are moving in, and they're going to continue to move across the state as the night gets going. And most of the thunderstorms will remain down south in the Finger Lakes and the southern tier, but out in Oswego County, we could expect about a drizzle or so overnight tonight, so be careful and stay alert. After the end of this weekend, so this is by Monday at 2:30, some places could see up to 4 inches of rain, so we are in for a lot of precipitation on the way this weekend. So you may want to take action and bring any of your outside furniture in. If you're going out tonight, I'd suggest a long sleeve. It'll be a little bit cool, and the humidity is going to want something loose overnight tonight. But you may want to get your puddle jumpers out in case you encounter any of these puddles. After this weekend, however, starting on Thursday, 6 to 10 days out, we are going to be in for a lot drier weather. You can see the Great Lakes region, Midwest, are seeing much drier, and we're seeing only slightly drier, but it will be a great relief to these temperatures this weekend. Over the next few days, temperatures will rise a little bit, cool for the next few days. Monday is looking very warm, more close to the seasonal average. So temperatures are feeling a little bit more spring-like. Tomorrow, temperatures high of 64, but those AM showers are going to be moving in the morning, and then it'll become a little bit more scattered as the day gets going. Tonight, a low of 42 with rain subsiding overnight into the 7-day forecast, where you can see we're seeing a lot of rain for the next few days, but starting on Thursday, we enter a more dry period where it's partly cloudy and temperatures are closer to those seasonable averages. Tuesday, though, watch out because there is the chance at some thunderstorms as well. That's all for my full forecast. I'm going to throw it over to you guys at the desk.
The Trump administration will be stripping Harvard University of its tax-exempt status. Last month, more than $2 billion of Harvard's federal funds were frozen by Trump. This was after the school refused to institute policy changes like that discontinuation and diversity and inclusion programs. The president of the school said this will, quote, not surrender its independence or relinquish, its constitutional rights.
The Illinois man that was found guilty of the hate crime against a child will soon find out his fate. Joseph Kasuba was convicted of killing 6-year-old Wadi Afuliyami and wounded his mother in 2023. The attack occurred days after Hamas attacked Israel. The 73-year-old was convicted of murder and hate crimes earlier this year and can now face life behind bars.
Coming up on Oswego Now, Nasir sits down to talk about I Love My Park Day.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Oswego Now News. This Sunday, May 4th, is I Love My Park Day at Fort Ontario in Oswego. This is where community members are welcome to help give the historical site a cleanup and a facelift. In fact, it's New York State's largest single-day volunteer event. Nasir sat down with the historical site's manager, Matt McVitie, to learn more about the event.
Thank you, Madeline, and thank you, Matt. First, let's start. What is Love My Park Day?
It is a community event that was started a good amount of time ago by a organization called Parks and Trails New York, which is a private 501c3 that supports all New York State parks, New York State historic sites. So it's an event where the community can come in. We have a few designated tasks to get sort of spruced up for the opening season and just get our parks and historic sites looking great.
Nice. Being the largest day for a single volunteer event, what does it take to put that all together?
There's a lot of work behind the scenes. So coming up with the tasks that we're going to do, making sure that we have all the tools necessary, making sure that we have staff and volunteers that are ready and willing to sort of direct those activities. So there's a lot of planning behind the scenes, but it all culminates into a really successful day.
Now, I noticed that you had many agencies kind of just working together in collaboration. Do they all come with a separate role, or is there a main focus?
They do, to an extent. So Parks and Trails New York is really the main organization. So they handle everything from having the website where people can sign up. They have a great interactive map where you can see participating locations around you. So if you maybe don't want to participate but you don't know where to go, you can check out their website. They also provide all the t-shirts. That's the free giveaway every year is a really nice Parks and Trails New York I Love My Parks Day t-shirt, of which we do have a good amount to give out tomorrow. And then as far as like the site level, we're the ones that handle sort of the day of things, like checking everyone in, again, making sure we have all the tools and everything ready to tackle those projects.
What's the importance of historical preservation, especially at Fort Ontario?
It's extremely important. So we are one of the oldest and what I think most important sites in the United States. So there's very careful care that goes into the care of the buildings, the grounds, our post-cemetery. One of the tasks we have lined up for tomorrow, actually, is we have this really great cleaner. It's called D2, and it's non-toxic, and we use that to clean the gravestones in the post-cemetery. So if you're interested in something like that, that's one of the things you can do.
The gravestones, who's the cemetery for?
It's a United States, well, not just a United States Army cemetery. It's a military cemetery that dates from the French and Indian War all the way through the end of World War II. So really over 250 years of folks that were either stationed at the fort or were somehow related to Fort Ontario.
Now, what is the importance for historical sites and locations like this, not only in the county and in the state, but for the country and communities?
We think it's extremely important. So we were the way we were just chatting before the interview here, history has a way of repeating itself, right? So we can learn a lot of things from history. One of the things that we were chatting with, there's a lot of parallels in a portion of Fort Ontario's history. From 1917 to 1919, we were called U.S. Hospital Number 5. Over 1,000 medical personnel alone were stationed there, and they were dedicated to the study and treatment of the Spanish influenza, which was a really terrible outbreak during that time. Unfortunately, it killed a lot of folks, and science was really rushing to understand that disease and treat it. And we saw a lot of similarities just a few years ago with COVID and that pandemic.
Yeah. Now, one last question before you end it all. What can people in the community do to kind of join this event on Sunday?
Absolutely. So check out the Parks and Trails New York website, or just give us a call, stop on by. We'll have volunteers and staff ready to get you signed up. Whether you have 5 minutes or you have 2 hours, we'd love to have you join us.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. Thank you for joining us. We're going to send it back to Madeline at the desk.
Thank you, Nasir. Coming up next in sports news, Oswego Now, Jaden Jiggets breaks down the close women's lacrosse semifinals game.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
The Oswego Little League is in full swing now with majors divisions kicking off the season. Oswego Now sports reporter Casey DeSille has more on the story.
Springtime, and you know what that means. Time for Little League baseball. The Oswego Little League kicked off their season earlier this week when the Elks took down the Police 11-4 in the Majors Division. President of the Oswego Little League, Tim Kerwin, says that Little League brings the community together.
We have lights on our Majors field, which is great, so the community comes out and watches some games. But you'll see people that played Little League 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they come down just to watch some games. So the community comes out, and it's great to see.
The Oswego Little League has been around since 1955, and this year 225 kids are signed up to play. The Little League has a Majors, AAA, AA, and T-ball division ranging from ages 5 to 12. Oswego Little League coach Samantha Knopp says seeing the kids develop their skills is a great thing to watch unfold.
Oh, it's the best. That's why I'm here. It's so fun to see them. We start with some kids that are still struggling to catch and throw, and then by the end of the season, see them string a few plays together. It's really rewarding.
The Oswego Little League is completely volunteer run, and a lot of their funding comes from the community, businesses, and their 27 sponsors that help contribute to getting lights on the field, the Richard S. Shinneman Foundation batting cages, and food at the concession stand. Kerwin says it's great to see the kids excited about baseball.
It's just great to see a kid smile and having fun, and that's a big thing. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's, you know, winning's one big thing for most coaches, but having this kid smile and be a part of something, you know, be a part of a team and have that bond is so important.
If you want to catch an Oswego Little League baseball game, come on down to Fort Ontario Complex, where it has 4 Little League ballparks. Maybe you can grab a hot dog or fries from the concession stand, or just catch some sun and watch America's favorite pastime. Casey DeSille, Oswego Now.
If you haven't registered your kid to play Little League yet, there is still time to sign up. Visit OswegoLittleLeague.org to find out more information. Moving on to high school baseball, the Oswego Buccaneers varsity baseball team took on the Syracuse North Stars at 4th Ontario Complex last night. The Buccaneers took the lead in the second inning, scratching across 1 run, and they did not look back from there. Oswego would beat Syracuse in a pitcher's duel 2-0, improving their record to 4-5. Oswego will travel south to face off against Central Square on Tuesday, May 6th, and first pitch is at 5 p.m. Moving to campus sports, Oswego baseball secured their 8th win in a row this past Wednesday after their home victory against Hobart College, final score being 9-5. The Lakers, currently ranked third in the SUNYAC Conference, kept their momentum strong throughout the whole game, ending the match with a two-team total of 17 hits on the day. The squad will now set their sights on this weekend when they travel on the road for their final SUNYAC series of the season against SUNY Canton. Staying with the Lakers, Oswego men's lacrosse took a devastating loss at home earlier this week to SUNY Oneonta in the first round of the SUNYAC tournament, ultimately ending their season. Final score being 12-8. The second seed Lakers came into this game with strong momentum, as they already owned a victory over the third seed Red Dragons in the regular season. But the team's lackluster performance at the start of the game ended up costing them the win, eliminating them from the tournament. The Oswego State Lakers women's lacrosse team punched their ticket to the SUNYAC championship game on Wednesday when they beat the Buffalo State Bengals 15-14. The Lakers trailed by 2 points with just a minute and a half remaining until McKenzie netted 2 goals in 20 seconds to tie it up with a minute to play. Then with 30 seconds left on the clock, Alexis Hill took the lead with a free position shot. The Oswego State Lakers will host the Cortland Red Dragons tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the SUNYAC championship game. The women's lacrosse team has only beaten the Red Dragons one time in program history, and it happened earlier this year. That's all for the sports. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Jaden. Oswego staple Cam's Pizzeria was just named both Best Pizza and Small Business of the Year by the local Chamber of Commerce. Cam specializes in New York-style pizza, but also has wings, salads, and desserts on the menu.
On Facebook, the pizzeria thanked the staff for being so hardworking and the community for its support, loyalty, and love.
And you know, Nasser, I'll definitely be stopping by to get some pizza later today, but for now, let's send it over to David for another check on weather.
David?
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
A group of Oswego protesters are saying hands off their rights. Find out who they're fighting for. And Walleye Fest is back in Brewerton. We have more on the annual Derby. Plus, an Oswego Now exclusive, a familiar face returns to Drag Race. Phoenix shares how things have changed from Season 3 to All Stars 10. Oswego Now at 5 starts now. Good evening, I'm Seth Appleby. Oswego residents made their voices heard yesterday by rallying on the Bridge Street Bridge in downtown Oswego. This occasion occurred on May Day and was to spread awareness for workers and their rights. This protest was one of many organized by a group that calls itself Indivisible. The group says it was created to raise awareness about political issues occurring in our government. All of these passionate people came out to support their cause, holding signs to encourage drivers who pass by to honk in support. One of the protesters explains her reason for being there.
I have a lot of concern, I think, for different adult facilities and nursing homes. And if they get cut, all my victims from the last 6 years are gone. They don't have any place to live or stay. So if funding gets cut, they lose their home, they lose the family going to take care of them. They really don't know how.
Deanna Hubbard and many others say they want a peaceful solution to these problems. Spring brings new life to Oswego, and for thousands of Chinook salmon, that life starts right here. Jaden Archie shows us how a local restocking effort could have a big impact on the fishing economy and the future of Lake Ontario.
Right here behind me, thousands of Chinook salmon fingerlings are settling into their temporary home right here in Oswego. Now, it may not look like much, but this small start could mean a lot for the fish and the local fishing economy. Hundreds of thousands of Chinook salmon are making their way to Lake Ontario, starting right here in Oswego. Local and state partners are teaming up to keep a favorite fishing tradition alive for years to come. Nearly 150,000 Chinook salmon fingerlings arrived at the Oswego Marina this week, all part of a restocking effort led by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. These young fish will call the Oswego River home for the next few weeks, adapting to their surroundings before migrating to Lake Ontario. Researchers say this early imprinting process is crucial. The goal? To ensure that once they mature, these salmon return to spawn right where they started.
And so by putting them into net pens, you give them a little chance to acclimate to that environment, to get used to things changing from day to day in terms of temperature or wind patterns, get used to the food that's in the lakes themselves.
It's not just science, it's economics too. Fishing tourism in Oswego County brings in over $10 million a year. Local partners say sustaining that industry starts with projects like this.
A lot of people's jobs rely on the success of this program, right? It's the local economies, it's the tourism that the people that are attracted to coming to Oswego County and the other counties that surround Lake Ontario. The salmon, like I said when we started, the salmon fishery itself brings in hundreds of millions, almost a $500 million a year to local economies in New York State. And so helping to shepherd these fish and make sure more of them survive so that more people can fish them and catch big fish is great for our local economies.
In just a few weeks, these fingerlings will be headed out to Lake Ontario, and if everything goes to plan, they'll be back bigger, stronger, and ready to spawn right here in Oswego. Reporting live from the Oswego Marina, I'm Jaden Archie, Oswego Now.
As these young salmon adapt to the Oswego River, local experts and partners are hoping their return in years will help sustain both the ecosystem and a thriving fishing economy across Oswego County. This weekend is the 47th annual Walleye Fishing Derby. Now named the Walleye Fest, the Derby has taken place since 1979. Starting at 11 a.m. Sunday at the Brewerton Speedway, festivities will take place until 6 p.m. The event includes a free fish fry, live entertainment, as well as vendors on site.
We have 2 different live bands playing between 11 and 2. We have food trucks. We have vendors from all different walks. We have stuff for the whole family. So, and that's open to the public. You don't have to just be a participant to come in and enjoy it. And then the last portion of it will be when we give away all the prizes.
The festivities are a small part of a 36-hour fishing derby, which concludes at noon on Sunday. And the weather has been pretty crazy this week, but will that be the case for the weekend? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist David Rienzo to see. David?
Thanks, Seth. Yeah, we are in for a little bit of a chaotic weekend this week. Right now in Oswego, it's a little cooler than what we've seen the rest of this week. Nothing as high as 85 on Tuesday. Humidity is a little sticky out there thanks to these showers moving in. Some heavy downpours, especially out by Syracuse. And most of these thunderstorms are going to continue to move in, but stick around the Finger Lakes and the southern tier of New York. But we could still expect a couple sprinkles here and there overnight tonight. But the next thing that we're going to keep a focus on are these showers down in the Appalachian region near Kentucky and Tennessee. And these will continue to move up north and will bring us some pretty heavy downpours on Saturday and on Sunday. So if you've got anything going on tonight, I would wait around until those showers dissipate. Around sunset is pretty good. It's just a little bit humid for the remainder of the night, but it would be a gorgeous sunset over the Lake Ontario. But if you've got any jogging to do tonight, I'd wait until the evening. I'll have more in my full forecast about the showers to come, but first, back to Seth.
The best in Oswego for the week ahead. Oswego County is preparing for a busy spring and summer for New York tourism. Oswego Now's Riley Jones is in the studio with us today with more information on what local tourism will look like this year. Riley?
Thanks, Seth. Next week is National Travel and Tourism Week, and as the weather is getting nicer, Oswego County is preparing for its busy tourism season. Oswego County is a major tourist hub for upstate New York, known best for its fishing, local racetracks, and a wealth of local history. As the Lake Ontario Marine Sanctuary continues its development and growth in the community, a tourism department is creating new strategies on how to attract new business while preserving the lake at the same time.
Real interest here is to try to look at ways how our recreation activities can be shared responsibly and with minimal impact on the ecosystem, and try to support ways of getting more engagement of this unbelievable resource that we have sitting in front of us.
Being right on Lake Ontario, Oswego also receives a lot of tourism from Canada. But following recent changes with international travel, there is some confusion on how all of the tourism may look this year.
Airlines that are based out of Canada have canceled numerous trips that come to the United States. So that's absolutely going to affect specifically border towns that rely on tourists coming over.
While a lot is still uncertain regarding tourism in Oswego, I was able to speak with Oswego's Deputy Director of Tourism, Daniel Breitweg, for a comment. And he said that his department is working directly with regional departments in Canada to make sure that rates of tourism are still able to go as planned. That's all for my report. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Riley. Coming up, a major change to voting rules in West Virginia, and heartbreak and outrage in Guyana after the death of an 11-year-old girl.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to Oswego Now. I'm meteorologist David Rienzo. If you're heading out the door tonight, we will be in for a couple showers overnight tonight with some more precipitation dying out overnight, but that will lead us to some greater showers in the morning on Saturday. Saturday is actually National Free Comic Book Day, so if you want to support your local businesses, they'll give about 3 free comic books, but you'll just have to keep them prepared, keep them safe from the rain. And that'll die out overnight on Saturday, maybe a couple scattered showers here and there, but we'll stay cool and calm on Saturday. Sunday, though, we are in for a lot of rain coming in from the south, and that is going to produce, it'll stay dry for the morning, but then a lot of oncoming rain for pretty much the entirety of Sunday and Sunday night. But then more rain will move in next week, some more showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday, but Thursday will finally start to be the dry period and will stay dry for the next 10 days. That's all for my forecast. I'll send it back to Seth Appleby in the studio.
In national news, West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey has signed a new voter ID law, making photo identification mandatory for in-person voting. The law eliminates previously accepted forms of non-photo ID like utility bills or voter registration cards without a picture. Accepted IDs now include a driver's license, state-issued ID from the DMV, a passport, government ID, student ID, or a voter registration card with a photo. Opponents argue the law could suppress voters, but supporters insist it's about protecting elections. Republican State Senate President Randy Smith defended the measure.
Everybody's got a photo ID. They can say what they want to, but if they're cashing a check, if they're getting prescriptions, if they're doing anything in our government right now, they've got a photo ID. So it's a lot of hype for nothing, in my opinion.
The new law takes effect this July. Voters who arrive without an acceptable photo ID will still be able to cast a provisional ballot pending verification. In international news, the death of an 11-year-old Adriana Young has ignited grief and outrage across Guyana. A forensic autopsy conducted by international pathologists determined she died from drowning, with no signs of physical or sexual trauma. However, the findings have not stopped public anger. Protests erupt nationwide, fueled by allegations of police mishandling and a lack of transparency. President Ifran Ali has ordered a comprehensive probe, and authorities have dispatched DNA samples abroad for further testing. As the nation mourns, calls for justice and accountability continue to intensify. The world's oldest person, a Brazilian nun, has died at the age of 116. Sister Ina Canabaro Lucas was born on June 8, 1908. Movies were still silent, penicillin hadn't been discovered, and 2 world wars had yet to play out. Canabaro officially became the oldest person in the world in January. On her 110th birthday, she received a blessing from Pope Francis. Following Canabaro's death, English great-grandmother Ethel Caterham became the oldest person in the world at age 115. Coming up, Phoenix is back for All Stars 10. She talks about her growth, the competition, and what this comeback means to them.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
With RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10 premiering in just 1 week, Oswego Now's Nasir Meikle had the chance to catch up with one of this season's queens, Phoenix. From their early days on Season 3 to their return to the workroom, they open up about their journey, the evolution of the show, and what fans can expect this time around.
Welcome to Oswego Now. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So let's start.
Okay.
How does it feel stepping back into the workroom?
Insane. Literally, it is like, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of doing Drag Race all over again. You know, it is a very, I mean, I was like 29 when I filmed that. I'm 44 now. And I mean, that's a lot of years in between. And I mean, just think about how much you grow in like 5 years, much less basically like 15 years. So, you know, going back in, feeling like a new person. My drag is completely different, but then also going on a show that is completely different with, you know, the audience is so mainstream now, and you know, varies from every age demographic to just it's a huge show now. So I feel like I'm doing it for the first time.
Really? Now, understanding that it's completely different, how did you step back in with a different show, different community, different world?
I mean, really, you just throw yourself in there and hope it goes. So, I mean, you know, I really tried to, you know, before, I think when I was prepping for Drag Race, you didn't really know a whole lot about it. I mean, let's be real, season 3 is as mainstream as it is now. So you just kind of, you somewhat prepared, but you just kind of threw some shit in a bag and was like, all right, here we go. This one, you know, it was definitely you know, I had a team of people that were amazing. We really took our time to kind of prepare me for it. And you know, I talk about this during the you know, the interview it dropped with Entertainment Weekly and on the show. You know, I crazy enough don't really watch Drag Race like that. You know, I've been working nonstop, and you know, normally when I come home from dealing with drag, the last thing I want to do is watch more drag on TV. So, you know, I watched it enough to kind of know what's going on because I do a lot of the bookings here in Atlanta, and, you know, I run my own production company. And so I keep up to date with what's happening. But, you know, I did have friends that would kind of, you know, watch the show for me and understand what X, Y, and Z is. And, you know, we really took our time to kind of prep me for it. And, you know, that was something very different from season 3.
So would you consider yourself an OG?
Absolutely, I'm an OG. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Now, and knowing that you have that little bit of influence, being an OG, Drag Race has expanded globally. So how do you feel about the global aspect that Drag Race has taken?
It's wild. I mean, like even on the day that it was released, you know, the cast was released. So over on this side of the world, I mean, from the moment it dropped at 12 o'clock, my social media, my phone, everything went haywire, like nonstop. And then probably around 6:30-ish over here, it kind of chilled out a bit. And then the rest of the world woke up and they were seeing it. So it just took off again.
Did you see All Stars in your future?
So it was one of those things, you know, I think you always get asked like, oh my God, would you ever do All Stars? Oh my God, why haven't they called you for All Stars? And for me, like for a long time, I honestly, truly had no desire to do All Stars. And it was because I didn't want to deal with the fandom that came along with it and all the extra that came along with it. I had watched friends of mine just get beat up, and I just don't have the energy for that. Where I'm at in my life, I just do not have the energy for that. And, you know, I think after my sister, when I was having this like reevaluation of my life and of who I am, I started thinking, I'm like, I want more.
That being said, what's next for Phoenix?
All Stars airs next Friday, May 9th. So I have that. You know, I just signed with a new talent agency, Warner Talent, and you know, we're gonna be traveling a lot. I have merch coming out. I have a single dropping. I do a lot of like big circuit parties, which is like big dance events, and so I have like a circuit track coming out with one of my favorite DJs, House of Labs. So it drops soon. Yeah, I've got all kind, you know, I'm gonna take this and run with it and make the most of my time. You know, I have given myself to Atlanta for God, almost 2 decades. And you know, I have a production company, so I throw my own events, you know, all over the city, all over the South. I work with Atlanta Pride, South Carolina Pride. So, you know, I'm always in it somewhere, whether it's on stage or off stage. So I'm excited for this next step with All Stars because I think it's going to allow me to change some things up a little bit. Not be so focused on Atlanta and Atlanta based. And you know, I always love my city, but it's gonna be nice to kind of branch out a little bit.
Well, that sounds great. And I love that you're very focused on the growth aspect of yourself and what's coming up next. But I would like to thank you so much for your time. And we at Oswego Now are going to be rooting you on and wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
Phoenix hits the stage on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10, premiering next Friday, May 9th on Paramount+. And to watch the full interview, head over to Oswego Now's YouTube channel. Coming up, new details in the federal trial against Diddy, who's expected to take the stand, and what hotel footage reveals.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Kicking off our Entertainment Now report, the Student Association Programming Board has officially announced earlier today that Polo G will be headlining this year's Oddfest Rolling Oz concert. The 26-year-old Chicago rapper is most known for his hit single Rap Star, which reached the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100, and his top album Hall of Fame, which reached the top 200 Billboard Top 200. Polo G will join alongside Mariah the Scientist and Oswego's Digital Music Association and bring an electric evening for students. Excuse me. Tickets are still available in the box office and online. $20 for students and $25 for general public. The theme for this year's event is called Celestial Garden for the ASO African Student Organization, as they will be bringing that to SUNY Oswego, their annual event. The theme for this year's event is called Celestial Garden, as the organization looks to celebrate their culture while also making the event feel relatable for those who are unfamiliar. ASO President Jamal had this to say.
So we did the Celestial Garden because we think African royalty, you know, when you think of royalty, when you think of palaces, there's always that garden. When the king walks somebody to his palace, he talks to them in the garden if you don't want to, you know, so there's that, like, it's the picnic style dress up, you know, just the vibes, the flowery, floral setting, and that's what this year is about.
This event will feature games, performances, and fun that all students on campus can participate in and enjoy, all while they take in African music, food, and fashion.
Coming into BOD, we're more focused on like the students in SUNY Oswego and, you know, being that bridge between the culture and the students, not just, you know, standing for the culture with BOD. So BOD is a little more intimate, a little more personal, a little more relatable for people who didn't grow up in Africa.
Tickets for ASO Battle of Designers are still available in the box office or on oswego.universitytickets.com. $10 for students and alumni, $12 for general public. Oswego Now, Jaden Jiggets. Tickets for the event are still in the box office and online for $10 for students. Make sure you pull up to MCC Arena tomorrow for the event. The federal trial for Sean Diddy Combs begins Monday with at least 4 witnesses expected to testify. Key witnesses Cassie Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend, will take the stand. Other witnesses include former partners, a male sex worker, and a business associate. The judge has allowed some accusers to testify under pseudonyms for privacy. Combs faced charges of sex trafficking, prostitution, and racketeering. Surveillance footage of Ventura being beaten is part of the evidence, but prior sexual assault allegations won't be included in the trial. British comedian and actor Russell Brand was granted a conditional bail during a court appearance in London today. The 49-year-old was charged last month with rape and other sexual offenses against 4 women. The charges allegedly happened separately between 1999 and 2005. Brand has denied the allegations. Brand has appeared in numerous Hollywood films and hosted radio and TV shows in the United Kingdom. He was married to pop star Katy Perry between 2010 and 2012. He is now due to be back in court on May 13th. Celebrated actor Robert De Niro is supporting his transgender daughter. 29-year-old Erin De Niro recently came out as trans. She was born Erin De Niro in 1995 to Robert De Niro and actress Tukey Smith. The senior De Niro says he loved his son and now he loves his daughter. I don't know what the big deal is. I love all my children, he said in a statement. De Niro has 7 children. You can read more about Erin's transition from her perspective in her interview with Them magazine. That's all for your Oswego Now Entertainment Report. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Jaden. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the Mix Herbalife and Oswego Health are collaborating to promote awareness. The drink called Love Your Mind Power Tea is a blend of lime, green apple, blueberry, and blue raspberry. Oswego Health Marketing Guy Jamie McClaughan says the colors represent the 2 organizations coming together.
People are sometimes kind of scared to bring things up or scared to talk about, you know, their feelings or their mental health. And I think it's really important that we break that down and just bring that to the forefront because it doesn't matter who you are, mental health affects everyone.
For more information on mental health resources, visit us at oswegonow.net. And on a more personal note, this is the last time we're going to be here in this studio in Lanigan. Next time you see us, we'll be in the new Hewitt Hall next spring. So thank you on behalf of all seniors in this class for tuning in. That's all the time we've got for today. For Oswego Now, thank you all for watching. Have a great night, everyone.